Hello and welcome to From the South. We open this newscast with some breaking information, and as we go to images of Tehran that is actually experiencing explosions at the moment, we are seeing images. This is some breaking news as Iran reports explosions in the capital, Tehran. Different news outlets have reported the attacks. We are opening this newscasting from the south with this breaking information. Let's recall, Al Mayadeen news outlet is publishing this breaking information, reporting Israeli attacks in Iran. That is one of the first pieces of information that we have on the subject. As we reiterate, we are looking at images from Tehran in Iran as we see explosions and sirens blaring, also the smoke plumes over the headlines of the city. Those are images of the Iranian capital. Also, Israeli media are reporting that the Israeli Air Force is attacking Iran, and Israel, the state of Israel, has declared a state of emergency. This means that all activities must be halted immediately and only essential businesses will continue to operate. So we have information from different news outlets that are reporting these explosions in Tehran as some breaking information, breaking news on the ongoing situation in the Middle East. This could be indicating on a new stage of the constant aggressions that the Israeli state have been perpetrating in the region, and in this case with the new escalation of violence towards Iran. Those are the images. That is the breaking news. We repeat, we have reports of explosions, sirens. We see plumes of smoke over the capital city of Iran, over Tehran, and also we have reports from Israeli media stating that Israel has declared a state of emergency. That is the information that we have so far, and we will continue providing this information and also more news on this topic as the information develops. Also, in this context, the UN General Assembly approved on Thursday with an overwhelming majority a resolution demanding an immediate, unconditional and permanent ceasefire in Gaza, as well as the immediate release of all hostages with the entry of unrestricted humanitarian aid and Israel accountability. With 149 votes in favor, 12 votes against and 19 abstentions, the resolution expresses global concern over the humanitarian crisis in Gaza. The member states that supported the resolution demanded Israel to put an immediate end to the siege and open all border crossings, and also demanded the parties to fully comply with their obligations under international law. Likewise, the international body emphasized that humanitarian trucks need safer and more reliable transit routes due to the insecurity in Gaza because of the constant Israeli siege. Egypt's government deported more than 170 activists of the global march to Gaza after Israel urged to prevent the arrival of the Solidarity Caravan at the border with Gaza. Israeli Defense Minister Israel Katz ordered the occupation army to block the movements of activists from Egypt to Gaza, demanding the Egyptian authorities to arrest the protesters. Also, activists, policemen, and officials of the airport of Cairo denounced that their human rights were violated, holding them for more than 6 hours in the control zone and even beating women and men. In view of the situation, solidarity organizations have issued a call to demonstrate on June 15th at Egyptian embassies around the world to denounce the government's complicity with the Israeli regime. And both the Iranian Foreign Ministry and the Iranian Atomic Energy Organization have condemned the anti-Iranian resolution adopted by the International Atomic Energy Agency's Board of Governors. In a statement, the Iranian Foreign Ministry described the resolution as the board's new instrumental use for political objectives lacking technical and legal grounds. The statement further emphasized that none of the agency's reports refer to Iran's non-compliance with its obligations nor to any deviations in nuclear material or activities. Iranian President Masoud Pezeshkian confirmed that they would not bow to foreign injustices.
We will continue down our own path. We will have enrichment. We will build the country with these young people. And it is not as though if they destroy our facilities with bombs, everything is gone. All these capabilities are in our minds. And therefore, whatever they do, we will rebuild. I don't know how we should cooperate with the outside world to make them stop evil acts and let the people live independently in this country.
In South Sudan, Upper Nile State is at risk of famine in 2 of its counties. Political observers pointed out that the violence is preventing the arrival of humanitarian aid, deeply affecting the counties of Nasir and Ulang, putting them at risk of famine, while 11 other regions are in an emergency situation due to clashes between the army and local militias. They also emphasized that 57% of the country's population suffers from serious food needs. The World Food Programme, for its part, lamented the devastating impact of the conflict, assuring that it not only destroys homes and livelihoods, but also breaks up communities, hinders access to markets, and causes prices of basic goods to skyrocket. And in the Democratic Republic of the Congo, more than 15,000 people are reported to be without drinking water due to fighting between rebels and militias in the province of North Kivu. According to local media, residents of localities such as Beleusa, Kadrisa, and Kilambo have not received clean water supplies for several days because of the collection system and distribution networks that were destroyed in the fighting between the M23 movement and the Wazalendo militia. In this context, many families are resorting to untreated water sources, which can increase the risk of getting infected with several viruses, including cholera. Now I have a short break coming up, but first, remember you can join us on TikTok at teleSUR English, where you'll find news in different formats, news updates, and much more. We'll be right back. Stay with us. Welcome back to From the South. We continue with more information. An Air India flight bound for London crashed into a medical college hostel just minutes after takeoff from Ahmedabad on Thursday, killing at least 265 people. According to police sources, of the 242 people on board, all but 1 were killed. The total death toll includes victims on the ground, including 3 medical students. Police have also released a list of 25 individuals who were injured on the ground at the crash site. The survivor aboard the plane has been identified as 40-year-old Bishwash Kumar Ramesh, a British national who is believed to have jumped off the plane before it made contact with the building. Authorities have not yet confirmed the cause of the crash. Rescue operations are still underway.
I feel bad that more than 200 people have died. It will be hard to sleep for the next few days at least. But at the time of the accident, we had only one aim: to save lives no matter what happens. There were many volunteers here. Some people came with bulldozers to offer help.
I feel very sad. I have never felt this sad ever in my life. The atmosphere and position of this place, it makes me feel pained. I pray to God that such a tragedy should never happen again.
And as international reactions to the crash pour in, Cuban President Miguel Diaz-Canel took to his Telegram channel to address the tragedy, expressing the Cuban people's full support and solidarity with the government and people of India following the tragic plane crash in the city of Ahmedabad. Our heartfelt condolences go out to the families and loved ones of the victims. Also, for his part, Venezuelan Foreign Minister Ivan Gil sent a solidarity message to India in the aftermath of the sinister. Gil shared, on behalf of President Nicolas Maduro, we extend our deepest condolences to the brotherly people of India and their government for the tragic plane crash that occurred on June 12th, which has plunged the entire nation into mourning. The bonds of brotherhood between Venezuela and India call on us to unite in mourning, to pray for those who have departed, and to wish for the speedy recovery of the injured. And the Nicaraguan government also expressed its solidarity with India following the plane crash. In this regard, the official statement read, "We were shocked to learn of the tragedy that took the lives of over 200 people traveling from India to London. We convey our fraternal solidarity with all those affected and ask to extend this to the communities and friends. We pray to God for relief from their pain and of their absence, and our thoughts are with everyone affected." We go now to other topics. In the U.S., social organizations called for a day of mobilization next Saturday, June 14th, in more than 1,500 cities in rejection of the authoritarian policies of Donald Trump's administration. The day of the protest was named as Disobedience Day, coinciding with the 250th anniversary of the U.S. Military Flag Day and the 79th birthday of President Donald Trump, who ordered a huge military parade that critics have called a patriotic appropriation of military power. The demonstrations seek to curb the militarization of domestic politics, defend civil rights, and demand a more participatory democracy for the U.S. people. The 5501 movement, under the slogan "No Kings," questions the monarchical character of the U.S. president and rejects the harsh xenophobic policies promoted by his government. Mexico's President Claudia Sheinbaum expressed in a meeting with U.S. Undersecretary of State Christopher Landau her disagreement with the immigration raids being carried out in Los Angeles, California. Sheinbaum stated during the meeting that the anti-migrant operations implemented by U.S. authorities will damage Washington's economy. The head of state added that it was a courtesy meeting. For his part, Landau affirmed that the government of U.S. President Donald Trump is seeking the best relationship between the two countries, and the Mexican president was accompanied by the Secretary of Security and Citizen Protection, Omar Garcia Harfuch, and of Foreign Affairs, Juan Ramón de la Fuente, as well as the head of the Foreign Ministry North American Unit, Roberto Velasco.
We talked about the defense of our migrant brothers and sisters, that we disagreed with the use of raids to detain people who work honestly in the United States, that this will harm not only the people, but also the economy of the United States.
The Mexican president assured that issues such as security, trade, and migration were also discussed during the meeting.
We talked about migration. I obviously raised the issue of trade, which for us is fundamental. And I also raised the issue of the concern we have for all our compatriots who are in the United States, and that we do not agree with this scheme of criminalizing working people. He said he was going to send this message to the State Department and to President Trump himself.
We have a second short break coming up, but before we invite you to visit our Facebook page at teleSUR English, There you will be able to watch our top stories, special live coverages, and much more. Follow the page and activate notifications to stay up to date on the world's most recent events. Final short break. Don't go away. Welcome back to From the South. We continue with more information. The National Assembly of Venezuela passed the bill approving the establishment of the International Organization for Mediation. In its second discussion, the bill was approved, as confirmed by the President of the National Assembly, Jorge Rodriguez. He stated that the document will be forwarded to the President of Venezuela, Nicolás Maduro, according to the terms set forth in Article 213 of the Venezuelan Constitution. The International Organization for Mediation has the aim of betting on peace, sovereignty, and multilateralism.
In consideration, the honorable deputies who are in favor of passing the second discussion of the bill of the law approving the Convention on the Establishment of the International Organization for Mediation, in accordance with the provisions of Article 106 of the Internal Regulations and Debates of the National Assembly of the Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela, please signify them with the customary sign. It is approved by a qualified majority. Consequently, the law approving the Convention on the Establishment of the International Organization for Mediation is hereby declared approved.
The Bolivian President Luis Arce affirmed that security forces will continue to clear out roadblocks across the country and that his government will resort to all its constitutional powers to do it. The head of state regretted the death of 3 police officers during clashes with supporters of former President Evo Morales in the departments of Yayagua and Cochabamba. Arce assured that he will not allow those who do not want elections and who do not want democracy for the Bolivian people to win. He also called for the Colombian people's help against destabilization, anti-patriotism, and those who do not want the country to live in tranquility.
The military and police operations that we are successfully carrying out along the highway between Oruro and Cochabamba and the military and police operation that we are carrying out in Yayagua will continue. They will continue until we achieve the objective that the national government had set itself to provide the Bolivian people with open and free roads, to pacify, control, and to keep order in all those places where these events, which we deeply condemned, are taking place.
We continue with other topics. In the United States, at least 4 people died on Thursday in San Antonio after heavy rains flooded part of Texas. Heavy rains in San Antonio rapidly flooded roads, swept away submerged cars, and sent some people scrambling up trees to escape fast rising waters, while firefighters made dozens of rescues across the nation's 7th largest city. Authorities said 2 women and 2 men were found dead and 2 are still missing. The deaths all occurred in the northeast part of the city, where authorities found over a dozen vehicles in the water. Moreover, 4 people were taken to the hospital for injuries. According to the Weather Service, the flooding occurred after a round of slow-moving showers and thunderstorms, and over 17 centimeters of rain fell in parts of the San Antonio area. And like this, we have come to the end of this news brief. You can find these and many other stories on our website at telesurenglish.net. Also join us on social media. We are on Facebook, X, Instagram, Telegram, and TikTok as well. For TeleSUR English, my name is Belén de los Santos. Thank you for watching.